Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry for that quick goodbye, but what happened was I ran out of time. I talked too much. Okay, so now the last I said was Achilles. He refused to join the war. Well, what happened was his best friend was by the name of Patroclus. Patroclus wanted Achilles to fight. So what Patroclus did was he dressed up and pretended to be Achilles. He dressed up in Achilles' armor. So Hector, who was the Trojan prince, he was like really one of the good guys. He thought he was fighting Achilles, ended up killing Patroclus. Achilles is furious. He ends up battling Hector on a one-on-one battle, and it was a bloody, vicious battle. Okay, Achilles ended up winning. He tied Hector's body up to the back of his chariot and dragged it around the city of Troy. Horrible. Okay, so now Paris, who was the one who originally kidnapped Helen, he's actually helped by the god Apollo, and he kills Achilles with a single arrow to his heel. I'm not going to lift my foot up and show you where your heel is, but you should know where your heel is. Okay. So now that's actually where we get the term Achilles heel from, because it was his one weak spot. Now, backtracking a little bit, just in case you're not sure of the story, what happened was when Achilles was really a little baby, his mother, who was actually like a sea nymph, I believe sea nymph, her name was Thetis. Okay, Thetis dipped him in the river Styx, which is the underground river, flows through Hades. And what it meant is it made his body impenetrable. So he could not be penetrated by arrows or anything, swords. He was indestructible, except by the heel. Where she pinched his heel by the two fingers, the water from the river Styx never touched him. And that was his one vulnerable spot. So when you have an Achilles heel, it's one thing that like makes you completely vulnerable. For me, it's Doritos. Gotta tell you. Oh, by the way, that's going to be one of the quiz answers. Doritos. What's Miss Mullen's Achilles heel? Okay. I'm just checking to make sure everyone's watching my videos. Okay. So that is how Achilles dies, with a single arrow right to the heel. Okay. But the war isn't over yet. Okay, so now Odysseus, remember I mentioned him? He's the one who made the gods mad, has his own book written about him, the Odyssey. Okay, so he's given an idea by the goddess Athena to build a giant horse and hide the men inside. Okay, the Greeks, they pretend to leave Troy, they pretend to sail away. In fact, they're hiding their ships behind an island, Tenedos. Okay, the Trojans, they think the horse is a gift. They bring it into the city. Ooh, so anyway, one person did try to tell them. So one of the daughters of the king of Troy, her name was Cassandra. So she actually told everybody that it was a trick, but nobody believed her. And the reason why no one believed her was because of the god Apollo. So what happened was is she was a goddess of, she was one of the priestesses of Apollo, sorry, not goddesses, priestesses of Apollo. And Apollo wanted to date her. She didn't want to date Apollo. So Apollo, he couldn't curse a priestess, but instead he gave her a gift. He gave her the gift of prophecy that said she would always be able to see the future. But there was one catch, and the catch was that nobody would ever believe her. So Cassandra told everybody, hey, this is a trick. They're inside the horse. They're going to murder her. But because of Apollo's gift, nobody believed her. Okay, so the Trojans think the horse's gift. They bring it into the city. And the Trojans, by the way, they celebrate. Okay, they have wildest party ever. They're woohoo. Okay, and they all pass out tired. Okay, middle of the night, all the Trojans are asleep. The Greeks, they sneak out of the horse and they kill all the Trojan men. The women, they divide up between the men, and they're sold as slaves. And sad part, the children are thrown over the city walls. Now, everyone always asks, why did they do that to the poor children? Okay, so what happens? What's going to happen when these little children grow up? You killed our daddy. You sold our mommy as a slave. We're coming to kill you. The Greeks didn't want someone to grow up and have revenge on them, so they threw them off the city walls. Sad to say, but remember, it's only a story. Okay? So, survivors. Out of all the Trojans, only one person survives. His name is Aeneas. Aeneas escapes the city, and he is taken up in a whirlwind